Good afternoon. Welcome to Chart Check. And with the markets where they are right now, what we need to be looking at are stocks which have dropped down into support so that we can look for signals to buy. And from that angle, I got two stocks for you this week. First up, GSFC, which is Gujarat State Fertilizer Corporation. Now, this is a stock engaged in chemicals as well as fertilizer business, and both of these lines have been doing very well. Particularly the chemicals division is doing extremely well, and the fertilizer division is again kicking back into life, as it were. Now, what we find on the charts is something very unique and very encouraging. There are excellent price and time matches based upon Fibonacci relationships. Now, typically a Fibonacci ratio relationship either in price or time indicates a certain degree of market symmetry, right? And if you look at the charts, we will find that bulls have been firmly in control of the trend, even though we have had large pullbacks from the year of about 2014. So, for about 4 years plus, they have not really ceded control of the stock, and the current fall therefore is to be seen as a pullback in a rising trend, and that is the reason our attention is drawn to this. Like I said, both the chemicals and fertilizer divisions are doing extremely well. The price action interestingly shows very good, like I said, Fibonacci relationship between each leg is related to the previous leg by a certain fixed percentage, and that pattern keeps on repeating, and this is doing so whether the stock is reacting into a bottom or rising into a top. So, when such kind of perfect symmetry is maintained, we expect that symmetry to continue, and if that were to happen as and when the market picks up trends, I think Gujarat State Fertilizer has a potential to reach a new high at about 180, which implies almost a 100% upside from here. The second stock we have is BALRAMPUR CHINI, which was recently, the entire sugar pack was in the news recently, and one of the biggest volume turnarounds which we saw was in BALRAMPUR CHINI. We had this lifetime high in terms of volumes, at least multi-year volumes. We had this huge spike, and that was mainly because of the announcement that the prices for ethanol were increased and the blending percentage were also increased. So, whenever a stock witnesses this kind of huge out of the box kind of volumes, it is actually, and the whole thing is being created by a news flow, it actually acts as a very big positive trigger for the for the stock's movement. Now, this is the stock which has been falling for over about a year or so, and therefore it was actually plumbing the depth, but it had fallen into some sort of support zone when you look at the longer term. And now, if you look at the momentum signals combined with the volume signals, you will find that there are very definite signals on the momentum charts that a bottom has been put in, and now an attempt to the upside is on. Positive reversal signals are forming if one understands the technical side. Minimum price target that one can measure for this upside will be something like 105 to 120, and given the current prices, that implies about a 50% kind of upside to the top. So, given the current situation, these are two stocks. Of course, the target for GSFC is across a 2-year time frame. It is not immediate, and even for BALRAMPUR CHINI, I think it will take several months before these targets are achieved. But then these are two stocks with which are being supported fundamentally as well as technically at the moment.